What's up, fuckers? This is Sped! And, high score, man. Comes in handy, especially round one of the Sped Bowl. I met a lot of benchmarks this year. First person, I do believe, to get to the third mark within a 3 or 4 year span. First person to get 2 in 1 year, I think, potentially. Something along those lines. I know that it was first for something, then I joined a couple other people with some of the other things that I hit with the over 200 point club here last week, 213.14. So, just showing how big the dick is. BDL, Big Dick Larry, might be coming back. We don't know. We'll see. Might tease him in the last game of the season. That doesn't mean anything for us here in the Sped Bowl. Just to kind of see how that team gels. We've been on a lot of highs and a lot of lows this year, and made it to the Sped Bowl. So we can't be doing that every year, and we've been doing that for the last couple of years. So got to change some shit up. So maybe some team names. Maybe drafting better. Probably gonna have to look at the manager position here on the team for the roster for next year. He sucked. I'm surprised to get fired mid-season, but, what can we do? But in light of that bad news, we still won. And we are now not the Sped Bowl winner. So no beers for me, no free beers for me, which is kind of a disappointment. I think I would absolutely crush that. And I would have a fuckload of fun doing it. Have a good portion of all my buddies around, and they're all buying me drinks and hot dogs and food, and we're watching baseball. I mean, fuck, it sounds like a great-ass night. 9 beers scares some people, but not for me. So let's kind of go ahead and break this down. Oh, fuck. Hey. So I don't have a cigar, right? And not that it's really warranted. So I got a mini cigar, more my style. So we're gonna smoke a little celebration stogie. Gotta keep it YouTube friendly. Now we're starting it off right, boys. Alrighty, now that we got that out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and put this bitch up. And we'll probably hit a couple more before Thursday Night Football shows up. That was pretty loud. Alright, let's get through this here. So we had Purdy get me 25. Pretty fucking solid. We had Brownie give me 18.9. I'm gonna call that 19. We had CMC give me 39. Some disappointments this week. We had 2 or 3. Even though we did score over 200 points, we still could have had a better optimal lineup with some of the guys we played. Probably could have scored another 5 or 10 more points, but other than that, pretty happy with everything that we really did. We would have had to gone and grab people off waivers and played some dumb shit over like Stephon Diggs and Javonte Williams. So, it would never have happened, but I could have had a more optimal lineup, I guess. So, just taking a look at that manager position again, kind of trying to keep him in check. Williams got me 3. It's a pretty bad week. But then we got some upside here with Cooper, 18.9. For some fucking reason, Cleveland went the fuck off. Same with Detroit. I don't have anybody on the Detroit team, but Detroit with their 3 stars and honestly, Cleveland with their 2 trash stars with Cooper Kupp and fucking Njoku. Just absolutely balling out. So 18.9, calling that 19. Diggs got me 6.8. 6.8, not great. He's sucked since I've got him. He's only produced 1 week. However, guess how many times JJ has produced in the last 5 weeks? Once, and that was last week. And I think he got like 11 points or 12 points or something like that. So, 5 points is better than 0, depending on whose mindset you have. But, Diggs, he's on the Buffalo Bills. He's got... they changed it up. They're running the fucking ball with James Cook now. So I don't know, but I'm hoping, with some of the other guys stepping up here on the team, we don't need him as much as he was required to be used earlier this season, but still need him to produce about 10 a week. 10 plus is what we're looking for. It's pretty disappointing at 6.8. A couple of weeks here, 4 or 5 out of the 4. I think it was 3 out of the 4 weeks or 4 out of the 5 weeks. He's produced like 6 or 7 points or less. I think he's only produced once. We had Reed from Green Bay, give me 14.2, balling the fuck out. He's actually pretty solid. Like, he's like a 21, wide receiver 21 or something overall. Like, kind of coming out of nowhere, honestly. Joku, we talked about him, 21.4. Love that man. Singletary showed up. So this was the guy I had in my flex. However, I should have started him in my actual RB spot and tinkered with Williams. But I tinkered with Singletary, solid guy, 19 points. I think he solidified his role there in Houston. So pretty happy with that. I think he's going to be pretty solid and pretty crucial for this next week. Then I had Dolphins at 28. I think they're the best defense since like week 8 or something like that in the league. So I'm pretty solid with my defense here. I'm pretty happy with that. We got Gay at 11. He's gaining it up. Can't be mad about 11. Got to be super happy about anything more than is projected. So, that's really solid. And then Cook got me 7, which I think he was projected like 8.1 or something like that. So, we need to see a little bit more out of him. He's kind of been slipping here. I've got till Sunday to make a punter decision, but, I don't know, man. The guy versus, the guy who might be producing you've never seen before, so unfortunately we got to rely on that manager to make a decision, and you know how well that's been treating us here this season. So that's 213.14 in the books. Second time this year. I had a really solid roster. Unfortunately, I got fucked. So did a lot of people. I'm not saying, I was the lone guy here, but, it's weird when you have the number 1 and the number 2 draft picks with CMC and Justin Jefferson on the same team. And that team doesn't even make the playoffs. So can't be having that. That's pretty fucking embarrassing. That's kind of like, it's kind of like Robert Staley right now. Robert Staley? Whatever the fuck, Chargers coach that just got fired a couple days ago. Mr. Staley. I think we're probably going to be taking a book, a note from the Chargers here. We're probably going to be firing our manager on the team pretty quickly. Season's pretty much over, so it's not really like it's going to matter. But, it just seems very hit or miss. It seems like he makes a really good ballsy decision one week, and then the next week he thinks he's making a super solid safe pick, and then he just ends up fucking himself. So, we just need a consistent guy. I don't give a shit where you are. I just need you to be consistent. Figure out if you're a winning coach, if you're a winning manager or losing manager, or if you're somewhere in between. You just need to be consistent, right? So let's just figure that out. A little bit more consistency on the team, I think, is gonna deter some of those highs and lows, naturally. So we're gonna figure it out. Kind of into the picks here. I still got Owen as my number 1 dog. I think the line's getting a little closer. With the 4 guys left in it, Alex, Jackson, Ryan, and Owen, I'm gonna be putting Ryan probably at a minus 150. I'm gonna be putting Owen at a minus 175. I think whoever wins their matchup will win it. Not necessarily just being a dumbass and saying we'll go to the championship, of course, but we'll actually win the whole thing. I don't think Alex or Ryan at this point in time will have a chance. I think some late injuries here for a couple of teams, and just some guys not producing like they were earlier in the season, or maybe even potentially just a week or two ago. Just got some doubts and downfalls on some of those guys. So kind of want to figure that out a little bit for you guys. But if I had to pick between Alex or Jackson, I think I'm still going to go with my gut and go Alex as a dark horse. I think he's an underdog by a long shot. I think Alex is probably going to be the least likely to win it at this point. I'm going to be putting him probably at plus 210, and I'm going to be putting Jackson at a plus 125. I don't think, and that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I get it. But I just don't think Owen versus Alex, I'm pretty sure Owen wins that. Owen versus Jackson, I'm pretty sure Owen wins that. Ryan versus Alex, I think that would be the way that Alex potentially could win it, is if that's the matchup there in the championship. So I give that a toss-up, kind of any given Sunday, even more than it already is. But just between looking at those guys' teams and how they're performing here, I like that. That's I think is a really cool matchup, to be honest. And then Ryan versus Jackson. I think Ryan's got that pretty handily. I think he's coming back for some brotherly revenge, with kind of what's been transpiring here over the last couple of years. I think if that's who it is, I think that will probably be the only way that Jackson has a slight chance of winning. That's why I put him at like a 110 plus 110, 125, somewhere around there. Just because I don't think he's a favorite by any means, but I also don't think that with the right matchup, I think he can still produce for sure. I just don't know if he can. Owen's got that shot of hitting 180, 178, and I'm not saying Jackson doesn't, but I'm just saying Owen's been running him off of a fucking cliff, just fucking shooting them off like they're nothing, like it's Russia, so I don't know. I think any given Sunday, anybody can win at this point in time, still in this playoffs. But I think if I were to give it to one person for any outcome, and I think probability-wise, I'm going to give it to Owen. Outside of that, I think I'm going to give it to Ryan at this point. I think whoever wins that matchup is going to go far. Let's see here. We're running way out of behind. Wow, we got high and forgot what time was. We're rambling too. Yeah, so there's that. Then I got the Sped Bowl here. Of course we're going with me. No shot. I've got Nick Garvey all day and twice on Sunday. I think we've placed. This will be the third time we've faced each other this year. I think I beat him first earlier in the year. He beat me when it actually mattered. The second to last week before the regular season was up. Which if I would have won that game and won the game I did against Nick Lowe, and then did what I did last week, I'd be doing pretty well right now. So, don't have a whole lot of love for him at the moment because he is a competitor. But hey, man, congrats to you for turning it around a little bit here in the last couple weeks. Like straight up, doing all right. Parker, I got winning. I think Nick Lowe is going to be the sped. So I think Nick Lowe is purposely not putting in a lineup right now because he just does not want to be embarrassed by losing on paper projection by like 15 points or whatever it might be. And I just don't see him scoring crazy points. I think last week was a fluke for him and his team went off and he still got outscored by over 60 points, I think. So I got that one for Parker. I think if Parker scores 147.5 and more, I think he wins it. And I think if he scores less, then I think he's going to have a hard time at a game. Nick Lowe is actually the guy I'm running for to lose, not only because he is, I think, my arch nemesis in this league, which is all love, brother. But, we like to have fun with each other. We got to pick somebody to shit on. So, Nick Lowe's kind of been day one, my guy. So just to watch him lose after winning and talking all the shit he did last year, I just, it would warm my heart a little bit. So I've got him with Parker winning and Nick Lowe losing. So peace out, guys. This is way too fucking long, and Merry Christmas.